What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dr. Umar Johnson is a brilliant mind, but Dr. Umar Johnson is worse than I would say a person like Myron in many ways. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. A guy like Myron, you know he hates you, okay? So, but the one thing that you're never gonna get from Myron is he's never gonna be scamming in the black community. He's never going to be there. He gonna talk trash and he'll do it from his little dusty little apartment and that'll be it. But you don't have to worry about somebody black spending their money with him, trying to develop a school and him not doing anything with it. Same thing with Candace Owens. You literally know where Candace Owens stands, okay? She's not gonna be building the black community up. She's gonna be criticizing the black community. And what you see from her is what you're gonna get from her. And you can understand that is her position. But that will not be the case with Dr. Umar Johnson, because Dr. Umar Johnson is worse than any white. The reason why is because he continues to be relevant in the black community, continuously getting supported, being brought on platforms as he uses and scams the brothers and sisters who are actually trying to make change. The brothers and sisters who are trying to make change. And there was a young brother out here by the name of King Randall. And if any of you remember King Randall was the guy that really embarrassed Roland Martin on an interview.
Again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all, but it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own community.
And at the time, he was only 21 years old. This is a brother that's in Georgia, young brother. He has a school for black boys, okay? He's doing things in the community. He's been doing it as a young age. He's a solid guy. He tells black men things like this.
That we have at this particular moment, but I've been boarding children for the past 4 or 5 years. I started at my home, and sometimes, just like what I was talking about in that tweet, I get tired of the excuses that weak men make in our communities about why we can't do anything. I was 19 years old. I had 7 juvenile offenders in my living room, and I was even taking care of my own child at the time, and I funded them by fixing cars, cutting hair, painting people's houses, doing anything. I became a neighborhood handyman to pay for field trips, to feed them in the evenings, and feed my own child. And I didn't have a job, but I made sure that I was taking care of these students and these children every single day. I had one child out of every child that I've ever worked with for the past 5 years go back to jail. And the only reason he went back to jail was because I literally had to go on a trip, and he went right back to his home environment, and he had to go to jail because of something that he did, being in the wrong environment. And it's so tough nowadays, and it's hard because moms make it extremely tough for me to do my job, because so many of them, oh, well, my baby this. And
okay, you might not like all that, but the brothers, he's kicking the facts. The young brother's kicking the facts, and he's somebody I honestly feel that we should be supporting. We should be supporting a brother like that. But he was also a big Dr. Umar fan, okay? He really supported Dr. Umar. He was defending him in the comments, and he basically paid for Dr. Umar to come to speak at his school, okay? Now, shout out to the sister Modi Speaks. She covered this. Someone sent this to me. And here's what Dr. Umar did to him.
King Randall is doing what Dr. Umar has been talking about doing for years. Then King Randall replied with, yup, tried to collaborate and bring him to my school to speak a few years ago, paid him $2,500 along with purchasing the flights he canceled day before and never gave us a refund, charged it to the game and kept it moving. But honestly, I wasn't shocked by this revelation. So one of the commenters, who I'm assuming is acquainted with King Randall, commented, "What the F?" And King Randall replied, "You were there, lol. Think I told you this. You remember everybody was asking where he was?" And she said, "I do remember him not showing up, but I had no idea he refused to pay you back." See? Another person in the comment section demanded King Randall show evidence to back up his accusation towards Dr. Umar, which was okay. And King Randall did. He said, "Lol, I ain't got time to be lying on nobody. Mind you, I used to defend this man with my whole chest. Thought it would be a great idea for him to come to my school and speak, as he has a school also. Took the money, cancelled day before, ghosted me, and got mad because I said something. And then he proceeds to provide the receipts to back up his claim." This conversation was between him and Dr. Umar. "Good afternoon. I'm going to have to cancel my participation in this weekend's conference. Please send your PayPal email address for return of deposit. Thankfully." Then King Randall replied, "Did something happen?" And there was no response. Then on 26th April, King Randall wrote again, $3,246.70 would be the full total, including the flight. Let me know when we can expect the return. Thanks so much. And again, no reply from Dr. Umar. On May 2nd, King Randall wrote again, "Good morning. Was checking in to see when we should expect the payment back." And yes, no response. Again, on June 2nd, 2022, "Good afternoon, Dr. Umar. Will you not be sending us our funds back for the event?" Umar then replied, "Good afternoon. I'm still awaiting the refund from Delta Airlines due to disrespectful remarks you made online regarding my withdrawal from your conference. 50% of the deposit will be returned along with the full cost of the flight once it has been refunded."
So not only did Dr. Umar take this man's money, a young man, less than 25 years old. You know he got this money from a foundation. You never returned the deposit. You never gave the money back. Then you're going to say, "Oh, because you came out against me and exposed what I did, now I'm only going to give you 15% back or 50% back," and you never gave it back. Why did you take this young man's money, bro? And this is a situation that Dr. Umar must be stopped. I remember when Dr. Umar was supposed to come to Uganda, and I have a podcast called the Repat Podcast. I actually thought about paying Dr. Umar Johnson to come on to our podcast. And you know what? He would have took the money and nothing came. "Oh, well, you talked about me before. I'm never giving you the money back." See, the thing is, Dr. Umar Johnson is a cancer to Black America. All right? Instead of Dr. Umar Johnson coming to the young brothers, aid and saying, "Listen, man, I didn't come. Here's why I can't come. You're a young brother trying to do this. You're a Black man. I can't, but I'm going to come next time because I believe in the movement." That's what a leader does. You don't steal from young Black men. You don't steal, and you stole it, and you didn't give it back. You steal from your own people. You steal money from them. Then they still can't get at the fort. Then you want to talk about you're the king of consciousness? You're the king of Pan-Africanism? You're the king of dustyism. That's the truth. You're the king of lying. You're the king of cheating. You're the king of thieving. You're the king of all corrupt things wrong with Black America. That's what you are the king of. How to lie, how to steal, how to be dusty in these streets, how to weave and sandal, how to be a crook, okay? How to do all of that. That's you. That's you. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself to take that money from that young man. Like what? What kind of man are you? You taking money from a kid, bro? He's not a kid, he's a man. But I mean, a young brother? That's weak, man. What kind of person are you? And you going around telling Black men what they should do? And you can't even respect our own people? You don't even deserve to be around Africans. You don't even deserve to be around Blacks. Because you know what? If Dr. Umar moved to African country, I don't know what he would do. He would get kicked out. It would be so much scamming going on. And he think that he got the ability to do this. A lot of these guys, they feel like they're above people. They're above people. They're above the community. They can do what they want to do because they can. I can scam people. Then when somebody knock your block off, you're going to be mad. Like that sister that came in there and said that basically you was clapping her cheeks, that, you was out there clapping her cheeks and doing all of this, and you slept with her the night before. I ain't never seen her. No, you seen her because your ass is lying. You saw her. You booty clapped it up with your lying ass. You was right there. Don't try to say you wasn't there. Everybody know you were there, okay? You need to stop lying and stop stealing. All you do is steal, and you still broke. How do you, Dr. Umar, how do you guys, I don't know what's going on. You and No Food KZ need to start a podcast because both of y'all sellouts. He got the white keep it hype, and you got the brown lay it down lies. So both of y'all need to come together and start, I got a new podcast name for you. The Buffoon and the Raccoon. There you go. The Buffoon and the Raccoon. Listen, you two on that podcast every night eating barbecue rib dinners with the white keeper hype. It'd be a whole bunch of pro-black big booty sisters on one side and a bunch of white keeper hype single moms on the other side, and y'all going back and forth almost about to fight every episode. I'll watch it. I think it'd be good. And both of y'all allegedly in Pennsylvania, so make it happen so we can get weak. We need to see this. The community wants to see this. We want to see the white keep it hype, brown lay it down, the buffoon and podcast, okay? We all want to be there. Get a front row pay-per-view ticket to this thing. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.